Hi everybody, this is Chris, Cybersecurity Consultant with IGI. I'm going to talk a little bit about public information exposure and open source intelligence gathering today. So organizations generate a lot of information and we want to understand what you're exposing to the outside. So we have our HR department maybe generating a job description. We have supply vendor lists out there. We have different information that is used for our business that attackers are using to gather information on our organization. So during our testing, the type of things that we find out there, we find sensitive information. Who are you doing business with? What are your processes? We find client lists. We have job descriptions. So all that information may seem innocuous to you, but we're using it to identify a threat landscape and paint a picture of your organization. So let's talk a little bit about how that information, we'll go a little deeper in how that information is being used, and then we'll talk about how you can protect your organization. So again, this information is aggregated using different tools like Harvester and Google dorking. All of these methods are being used to aggregate and paint a picture of your organization. Again, supply chain. So if I know who you're doing business with, I can paint a picture. You may not be my end target, but I may be using the information that you're putting out there to get to that end target. So we want to be cognizant of that. And then again, understand that the information that you put out there, if you put out in a job description that there's a Palo Alto firewall or a Windows Server 2008 server experience that you need for a certain position, as an attacker, I understand that if I see Server 2008, I'm going to put an exploit together to exploit that in your environment. I'm also going to use that information, which is considered internal information, to craft a spear phishing attack. Launch that against your C-suite. HR and job descriptions are a perfect example because not only are they putting information out there about your organization, but they're also expecting information back. So if we use embedded macros in a Word document and say, hey, this is Joe's resume, and send that off, your organization's expecting it. We can have pertinent information out there to kind of authenticate that, yes, this is a legitimate. And then before you know it, malware's in your environment. So, thinking about how to protect your organization. And first of all, you have to know where your data lives. So we have different platforms. Your employees are posting on social media. You may have job descriptions out on different websites. You have a social media presence for marketing materials. So all those areas, know what information lives there and think about what that can be used for. Secondly, conduct an information review. Take a look, go out and see what information's on there. So, a simple Google dorking exercise can show you any exposed documents. Do you have who you do business or how you do your banking exposed out there? And if you have that information, ask yourself, does it need to be out there? Can I anonymize it at all? Just so that the picture is not as clear for an attacker. Conduct a third-party open source review. So understand who you're, illustrating that you do business with, and understand how that information can be used against you. Implement policies and procedures. So understand your employees are going to continue to put information out there. Structure some rules and guidelines for what information can be disclosed. Don't put specific things out there, maybe with, hey, we just got a contract with this organization. You want to keep that information in-house so that it can't be used against you. And then implement a data loss prevention. Understand what information is okay and is not okay to put out to the exposed World Wide Web. So if you have any questions about protecting your organization or understanding and classifying your publicly exposed information, contact IGI and we can help you out. Thank you.